She let me go over a text message. No conversation, no warning, just a cold gray message bubble lighting up my screen at 2:13 a.m. Matt's words were short and final, effective immediately. Your role has been terminated. HR will follow up. At that very moment, I was on the verge of closing a $42 million deal, something that would have carved both our names into the history books of the industry. But it turns out only one name mattered to her now. Her name. My wife. My employer. The same woman who used to whisper wild promises in my ear while we lay on the concrete floor of our first rented office space, imagining success while scraping by with empty wallets and raw ambition. Everything we had built together. And now, she was trying to bury me beneath it. What's worse? I allowed it. I first met Talia 7 years ago at a startup pitch event. She was electric, razor-sharp wit, fire in her eyes, unstoppable energy. We were nobodies back then. Two misfits clawing for a place at the table. We bonded instantly because we spoke the same dialect. Relentless ambition. I proposed the night we landed our first $1 million client. One hand holding champagne, the other gripping a signed term sheet. She laughed, said yes, and kissed me like we'd just swindled the universe. We didn't just marry, we merged. Our lives, our dreams, our work, they became indistinguishable. She managed our image and won over investors. I built the core, wrote code, created systems, structured the engine. I kept the gears turning. She made everything shine on the outside. It was a solid partnership, until it quietly began to unravel. At first, the changes were subtle. She stopped copying me on investor updates, changed the login credentials without looping me in, began hosting closed-door executive meetings where my name was conveniently left off the invite list. Odd, considering I was the co-founder. Still, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was trying to shield me from stress. Maybe I was overthinking it. And then came the dinner. A board member, well into his drinks and loose with his tongue, leaned toward me and muttered, "Talia says you're more of a technical director than an actual partner now. Be careful." I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I went through the operating agreement. My name? Erased. Quietly and methodically, she had restructured everything over the course of 18 months. My equity was diluted, my voting power gone, my co-founder title scrubbed from the record. I hadn't signed anything, but I had trusted her. That was my mistake. I kept my silence, watched from the shadows. For months, I played the fool, smiled in boardrooms, executed high-stakes projects, delivered results she couldn't replicate. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, I opened a new bank account, quietly established an offshore entity, built a shell company under an old alias I used back in college. I rerouted every piece of development for the project, codenamed Sparrow, through servers under my sole control. It was a $42 million data intelligence solution for a global conglomerate. I had built every part of it. I knew the architecture inside out. I was the only one who understood where every secret was buried. She didn't notice a thing. Her attention was elsewhere, on speaking panels, networking events, and obsessing over getting featured on TechCrunch. The night before the final deal was set to close, I polished the last of the code. Impeccable. Undetectable. Once finished, I uploaded the entire package to a secure private server, locked behind layers of encryption, and sent off a single email. Not to her. To the client. The message was simple. Your solution is complete. Transfer the agreed-upon funds within 12 hours to secure full ownership. No intermediaries, no bureaucracy, just what was promised. Their reply came in 43 minutes. At 7:12 a.m., the money hit the account. $42 million. Seamless. Instant. Exactly 10 minutes later, I sent my own message to Talia. As I am no longer an employee of your company, I've taken the liberty of reclaiming what I built. Attached is a list of deliverables I solely developed. No backups exist. By now, your investors have already been briefed. That's when the flood began. In the next 3 hours, 129 messages hit my phone. The early ones were furious. Then came pleading. Eventually, audio messages, her voice shaking, words swallowed in sobs. She called 18 times. I didn't pick up a single one. By that afternoon, she was on a stage, facing cameras, trying to salvage the wreckage. She blamed technical delays for the postponed product rollout, claimed a minor setback, a system misalignment. But it was too late. I had already sent confirmation receipts to every investor. The payment had been received. The contract was executed, signed only by me. She rattled off legal threats, talked lawsuits and IP theft. But she knew better. The code. All mine. Every blueprint. Authored by me. Each document. Time-stamped and securely logged under my name. And then she snapped. A meltdown broadcast live, her mascara smudged, her voice trembling, hands shaking, grasping for an explanation as to how the company's crown jewel disappeared overnight. I hadn't made a sound. I didn't storm out or slam doors. I moved with precision. Clean. Silent. Like a ghost. I saw her just once after that. She showed up at my door, eyes red, face hollow, still wearing that same tailored suit she wore when she fired me. She didn't knock. Just stood there. I made a mistake, she said. I stared at her, the woman I had once built everything around. The same woman who cut me loose with 6 casual words while I was working to make her a fortune. I said nothing. Then she reached into her coat pocket and held out her wedding ring. Like it was an apology. Like it could undo what she'd done. I didn't take it. I shut the door. People romanticize revenge like it's a storm. But it's not. It's a whisper. A slow burn. A scalpel, not a hammer. You let them think they've won. Then you send a single message and watch the empire collapse. She thought she had fired me. She didn't realize I had already erased her. From the company. From the narrative. From my life.